I fight for the users. Hello, my name is Fox Renzel, and I'm Fox. And yeah, I like Tron Ares, but also read the warning at the beginning of this video. But it's actually pretty fucking good. Like, legitimately, like, the issues I thought I would have with this movie were solved legit by some really good storytelling. Very good writing. We're gonna watch the trailer, and I'm gonna react to it, because I avoid watching the trailers. All I saw was, like, not the preview, but whatever. Like, the first one, the teaser trailer, and then, you know, whatever. And then we'll get into the whole actual plot of everything. Alright? 3, 2...
Since time began, man has gazed at the stars and he has wondered,
This isn't the teaser, is it?
am I alone?
I don't think it is.
So much talk of AI and big tech today.
Oh.
Virtual worlds, what are they going to look like when we get there? Well, folks, we're not going there. They are coming here. I would like you to meet Ares, the ultimate soldier. He's biblically strong, lightning fast.
It's funny that it says biblically strong, too, because literally there's, like, there's a whole point of, like, you know, the god of the war and all that stuff, Ares, his second lieutenant is, like, Athena, but then the main human character is Eve, and their whole biggest thing is creating a plant that gives them a forbidden fruit, in a sense. So there's some really good story writing telling in this.
Extremely intelligent. And if he is struck down on the battlefield, I will simply make you another.
I'm kind of happy I did not watch any of the trailers, because that's really good. I didn't know this.
Think you're in control of this. You're not.
Also, I'll say this. 9 Inch Nails did a really good job on the music. It's not Daft Punk. It is not Daft Punk, but that being said, it is not Daft Punk, and it doesn't need to be, specifically because this is a different system. This is a different computer. And, like, legit, one of my biggest worries was that they were going to erase Tron, because from what they were saying, like, oh, this is like a reboot, almost, like, and I'm just like, god damn it if they erase Tron Legacy. But take pretty much everything kind of from it, because they kind of did, well, like, certain things, but, like, no, they didn't. They kept it as Tron, they kept Legacy as a part of it, to the point where Korra and Sam make an appearance, not physically, but they do through, like, certain pictures and stuff, like when they did, like, a recap, or, like, they talk about Sam, like, how he stepped down for mysterious reasons. I'm guessing because him and Korra had a baby, and their baby is now part code this October.
What are you?
I'm looking for something.
And the cool thing is, I think I brought up some of this too last time too, was they do bring up, like, how way more connected we are with technology right now, with stuff like when they show Ares, like, going through the system and stuff like that, and, like, through the different like tech and all that stuff, it all I'm trying to think of a way to say this. Like, Ares is, like, right here in this part. Ares is going through, like, all of the main girl Eve's, like, call logs, her home videos, everything she's put on the cloud or online. And at points where they track people down, they're using, like, different video cameras connected to the internet to see everything. And it's like, yeah, no shit. A program would be this powerful, especially in this day and age, specifically. But, like, there is a kind of a big-ish plot hole in this whole thing, though. Mainly that the time, it kind of, sort of, I guess, the time that it takes inside the system is happening also real time in our world. So while he's going through all this data and all this stuff, this is happening real time. Where in the last two movies kind of set up that, no, when you go into the system, everything's moving way faster, so you're moving, so once what's happening in the system is happening way faster than what's happening outside, so anyways, beside the point, I guess.
Something I do.
But yeah, that was like a whole thing, that was the whole thing, where characters were talking like, I guess in the first one, MCP did talk to Dillinger live between the two. But I think it's mostly just because, like, the, like, immediate... Anyways, we'll get more into this, because it's actually kind of good. It's really, really good.
Hang on! A malfunctioning program who wants to live.
Hell yeah!
Why is that? It's just a feeling. Fascinating.
They actually do use the light cycle bits really good. Okay. So here's the yeah, whatever. Tron Ares. I love it. Okay, so here's the biggest thing, because my biggest issue with the original, like, teaser trailer and, like, showing, like, you know, Ares driving through there saying they're looking for something. I was kind of right, where it was like they're looking for something like Korra's thing, which I think, honestly, if they're smart, they'll tie this into that. Because a big part of this thing, and the reason why, like, the whole thing happens, is they're trying to find a thing called the permanence code. Which is pretty much because for any digital being to exist outside of the system, they need a permanence code that seems to make them human. As far as I can understand, because at the very end, Ares does bleed. At least it looks like he does. Like, he's covered in blood. So, like, a little bit. So, like, I'm like, he must be human now. Spoilers. I definitely say go watch... God. You see, I don't want to support Disney exactly that much, but I would say just do this for Tron, specifically. Not for Disney, but that way they make at least some good shit. And eventually... But obviously don't support their... stupid shit, especially them down to the Fourth Reich. But, God. But, goddamn. Like, I didn't even know this guy was supposed to be, this guy was Dillinger now. He really is a good actor. I ever since American Horror Story, he's been freaking fantastic. But, they're trying to find the permanence code. The permanence code is a code that will allow them to survive outside the system. If programs do not have it, no matter what it is, the tanks, the soldiers, anything from the system itself, anything that's brought out of the digital world into a physical-like form, it will disintegrate within 29 minutes. Within a half an hour, it'll completely disintegrate, and they'll just cease to exist. They'll just turn to ash. Ares is a new AI that is learning, which I'm going to say this right now, one big red flag, and I say this specifically, because it opens up with, like, the opening, kind of similar to Legacy, where it, like, gives you the recap, has, you know, Flynn going, like, you know, in there, man. You know, like, one Sunday, we're going to go in there, and they're going to come out here, and stuff like that. And, like, there's a whole big thing, and it's like, there's NCOM versus Dillinger now, which I guess the son just went to work with NCOM, even though they still have their family company thing, but now, like, he went back to leading his company, I guess? From his mother. I guess that's what happened. I don't know. That one they didn't really explain. But, or if they did, I did hear the explanation. But, so. God, where was I going with this? Alright, so Dillinger. So they're trying to find the permanence code. And, okay, yeah, the red flag. The big red flag was that NCOM brings up, like, if we're not in front of AI, someone else will be. And it's like, shut up right now, because, oh my god, if that was, like, I don't know, that felt like, you know, because Disney is trying to push AI. And again, there's a lot of bullshit with like the marketing. Like at the marketing of the red carpet event, they had Twitter's, aka Elon's, whatever, X, AI make AI pictures of people, which I'm like, ew. They then also, Disney has also been pushing things like they made an AI Stan Lee to talk to people at Comic-Con. Ew. And then also, they had Elon's robot there, so, Elon, the Nazi. Actually, wait, I don't know if I can say that without this video getting hit. The Fourth Reich. He's part of the Fourth Reich. Let's see if that should be fine, right? Reich. Anyways. So, yeah. There's some bad shit Disney's doing with that. I am strictly looking at this movie from it being this, and I would say just support this only because of this. And Jared Leto, I don't know. Apparently he's a bad, but also apparently the people who said allegations against him. Anyways, Anyways. Allegations against him, apparently they weren't true or not, but then again, he does run a cult on an island. So just be weary and be a better person, Jared, because you did really well in this movie, and I want this to be an actual series that they're trying to hinting at. But anyways, I'm gonna put Shadow in this, the hedgehog. But in any case, god damn it. Tron. Anyways, red flag. They said, like, if we're not in front of AI, who else? And I'm like, that feels so much like trying to get us ready for, like, oh yeah, when the companies start making AI shit. And it's like, god damn it. That's a bad. Luckily, it's not really brought up ever again after that. Like, it's brought up that, like, that Ares is an AI and all this other stuff, but other than that, not much. And I actually really do like how they even show how Ares is trained. Because when Ares is... They show when Ares, let's say, birth. And, like, he gets reconstituted, and then immediately Dillinger throws him into a fighting sequence where he's fighting every second. He goes in, guy goes, kills him, Ares respawns, then has to go at it again, and constantly is always learning. Pretty much he's Ares wakes up born, and then he's immediately killed, brought back, and has to keep learning over and over again to allow him to learn how to fight and allow him to keep going and learning. And that's what happened. That's what makes him like a stupidly strong killer. I really do like they do not use him having his helmet enough, because with his helmet down, he is a fucking beast. He looks like they pulled like a Rinsler with him without doing like without taking Tron's spoilers. Well, for Legacy, if you haven't watched it yet, go do it. Without taking Tron's like whole dual disc thing, they did extremely well with this. Like, legitimately. It's like, okay, Ares is a badass. In that same note, too, I did want to see Tron at some point pop up in here and fight him. But if they're gonna make this into a series, fine. Tron doesn't need to be in the one Tron movie, I guess. Could have at least shown him in some regard. I don't think they even did. But, like, at least like in a background thing. Like, they showed Flynn, Sam, and all that. I don't think they showed Tron. But that would have been cool. That would have been cool. Anyways, so they're trying to find the code. Eve finds the code in an old file of the old system of the old grid, which is freaking cool, because at one point Ares actually goes to the grid. It's kind of where you see Kevin again. And the thing is, they make it look like the grid, but also on that same note, no one ever fixed the hole in the game grid that like led out into like the digital canyons and shit from the first movie. Also, we never see, like, this is a new identity disc, I guess? I'm not entirely sure. I guess it has to be, but... So... Or at least, I guess... Oh, no, it is identity disc. It's just, like, it looks like it's a Halo ring, but, like, it's actually just see-through. Okay. But, they do go to the... And they played the old music. It looks like the old system. And it's like, holy shit, it's so cool. But, it looked legitimately awesome. And pretty much, Dillinger uses... And, like, they do this really well. Like, they show, like, the advancements of the tech, too. Like, stuff like... Because that's the thing. This technology is now advanced. Where in Legacy, even the laser grid is technically old because it's still from like the 80s or 90s. I'm not entirely sure when no, 85. 85 is when he disappeared, wasn't it? So like, yeah, 85 I think is when he disappeared. Canonically. So like his tech is limited to like 80s tech. That's what like the second grid, because that's the thing. There's the first grid, which is the original one. There's the second grid, which is Tron Legacy, and then now there's a third and fourth. There's technically two other grids. There's the NCOM system as well as the new NCOM system, and then there is the Dillinger system, which you do see the. This is the NCOM system, which it's weird seeing a Tron world that has like a bright sky. But also, like, it gives almost, like, Atlantis feel. And also, there's so much cool shit in this. Like, I love when, Dillinger is already, like, he's like, oh, shit, I'm about to lose my company because these people are going to back me if I don't get the permanence code. Which, again, Eve finds the code and creates a digital orange tree, which, if I remember correctly, an orange is literally what they first digitized in the first Tron movie. When at one point later they even say, well, here goes something, or like here goes nothing, or and then like one guy goes, well, here goes something. It's like, yeah, okay, and like it's an orange tree now. They pull out an entire orange tree from the digital world, and it says again, forbidden fruit. Eve takes it, like Eve pulls a quote unquote forbidden fruit from the tree, and I'm like, if that wasn't actually like what it was supposed to be, that's very surprising, because that's also like a really cool thing, because it's like a forbidden knowledge that eventually leads to things. But in any case, God, there's so much shit in this movie that's so cool. Like Dillinger, like at one point tries to hack into NCOM so he can like track down all the stuff with Eve, and like you actually see the hacking progress. Which also, what's really really funny, if I'm remembering correctly, this motherfucker, this guy, the actor, he's in this movie. He's a freaking program that goes in with Ares into the NCOM system to steal, like, info to hack it. And, he goes in, they go in, like, it literally is like, them, you bring system in where, like, it's an infiltration system, they go in there, they go start, they get the system, they get the code and all that stuff, Ares comes down, then it's like, oh no, all the other enemy guys come, and they have to fight them, which, I'll say this right now, like, man, okay, like, it's this whole scene here, but, like, I will say, though, I would have loved, at least for a minute, at least for a second, you didn't have, like, and I don't know, maybe if they bring it in for the next movie, but also on that same note, I would have fucking loved if Tron would have made an appearance in this. Like, imagine Sam brought him to the NCOM system. Like, that was his last thing. Like, because Sam, like, disappears or whatever. He pretty much is like, he retires and Eve takes over for him. And I'm just thinking, like, how cool would it have been if, like, the one program that was in here, like, when Ares gets in here, and, like, you have, like, the whole big fight where they're fighting against all these other guys. Ares just comes in, starts killing everyone, and it's like, yeah! And then, also, I forgot to mention, I should talk about Ares a little bit more, but, and then, like, just, like, they're like, oh, we got this, we're winning! And then, like, the guy who does, like, the damage to the one program, or maybe, like, starts making, like, one guy who, like, takes out, like, a squadron of his guys, like, you just see, Ares goes, and, like, they go, and you just see Anthony go, wait, stop. Like, what? Something's coming, and you just hear maybe a little bit of Daft Punk, maybe you just see him walk up, Tron, you just see the T lights, you just see him go, and just go in and start beating the shit out of them. I would have loved the hell, like, then maybe you have Tron be the one who cuts this dude's leg off, and then, like, because one, like, and I don't know, I feel like there's a way you could have slipped Tron into this a little bit, like, even if he wouldn't have a major plot point, like him being in the NCOM systems and being the one that is like the last line of defense to protect it, and like he goes up against Ares, the fight kind of stops midway, Ares gets like blown up by the thing, Tron survives because Tron's a badass, and then like we just keep and then, like, you keep going on, and maybe at the very end, Tron like transfers to like Sam or Cora and tells him like, you told me they would keep watching NCOM systems, something's up. There's a new program, whatever. and like there's like all that shit that's happening in San Francisco, shit's going down. You know, something like that. I think would have been a really cool way to do that. Would have brought Tron back at least for a little bit. You didn't even have him to talk. You could have had like the text just coming up on screen. But anyways, I would have loved that. That would have been cool. Maybe in the next one, because they are hinting at another original Tron character coming back. So hell yeah. But anyways, so that happens. Ares also is like super advanced because of learning the AI shit. So like he starts learning things. He falls in love with Eve. Eventually he rebels. Also, Dillinger is just sending out his troopers to go grab Eve. And Dillinger's like, don't worry. Once I show everyone what I'm doing, I'll be forgiven. And his mom is like, you're an idiot. Like, you're going to go to jail. You're going to destroy this company. You are screwed. You are royally screwed. Also, another thing I actually really did like, too, about this is the customization of the identity disc, which I love the original identity disc, which I need to get one like the Frisbee. I love these ones, but I will say I really did like that this being this isn't just to look cool or isn't just the identity disc for the Dillinger system. This is the Master Control's identity disc because Ares is the Master Control program, the MCP of the Dillinger system. And it's like, oh shit! I'm like, oh shit, you made the main character the bad guy, or you made the main character the MCP of this universe, of this, like, system. That's cool. I love that. I'm like, that's so badass. And then eventually, like, I'm trying to think of everything else that happens in this damn movie. Like, yeah, so that's what that is. Like, and there's some other different octagonal, like, different identity discs. There's still, like, those circular ones. You have different tech, like the light pikes, or that these guys have that can actually create light trails. Which, light trails are like the lightsaber, kind of. Like, identities are definitely the lightsaber of this universe. But, like, I love also that, like, there is kind of the second lightsaber of it, of, like, the light trails that follow behind you. I love that shit. Yeah, here's all the different Trons, which I really hope none of this is AI. I'm just gonna say that right now. But, yeah, like, it's legitimately really cool. And again, stuff like advanced, like, at one point, they have a digitizer gun that could digitize you, which they used to kidnap the main character Eve at one point. It's like, holy shit! I'm like, that's just bad. You're like, Dillinger, you're just digging yourself in a bigger hole. At one point, he's just about to murder her in the system. He's like, yeah, do it. Murder her. Get the code from her memories. And he's like, well, shit. God, yeah, you see her with the whites. And I guess also because someone brought up, and again, I'll say this right now. I thought, I was worried about this. I will say, it's actually a really good ass movie. Then they do actually, because someone brought up, at the very, spoilers for the movie. At one point, they say, Ares is going to turn white. I'm like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense because white is specifically tied to being a user, a human. Where red is, just corrupted or Dillinger repurposed, usually. Blue is, just a basic one. Green is for ISOs, but I believe Cora is special because Flynn modified her code. Or maybe she just chose not to because ISOs really don't probably need a color. I don't know. But yeah, so like, but at the very end where he's like, he actually is like a human at the end, pretty much. So, which again, the way I would say this, if they're continue the series, which they do hint at the very end, because at the very end when Dillinger, let me say this part too. I really do like how they show the difference between Ares and Athena, because once Ares goes rogue against Dillinger, and he goes to work with Eve to try to get the permanence code so he could live outside the system as well as keep it away from Dillinger. Athena is then ranked up to MCP, but she is not as advanced AI as as Ares is, which is really funny because Athena is another god of war, but she's also the god of wisdom, so I don't know. I like Athena. She likes owls. Anyways, and I like owls. Anyway, so like Athena like gets a directive of capture Eve, get whatever, and she uses this to a point where like she's like, you know, like at one point she starts like going against Dillinger and everything. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm doing my job. I'm doing what you told me to do, because she's set on that one purpose. It is her directive, and like she will keep doing it until her best ability. Which also another thing that I really like is because they brought it up in Legacy. And in this one, they, I gotta look at all the marks on this. Can you tell me and my brother had fun with these? They brought up in Legacy is like one of the reasons why Flynn keeps the portal away from all the other programs and puts it in the middle of the sea of simulation on a fucking flying rig and shit. It's specifically so that programs don't try to just like, let me just try to leave. Because in this, Dillinger just leaves the portal open, and literally the only thing that is stopping the programs from doing that is that they are following their directive and their purpose. Once like Ares realizes, I can do whatever the fuck I want, he just goes through that portal and like it literally overrides the program system or whatever, and like it prints him out. Which also I really do like how like it's not how it originally did it, but you can kind of see it here, where like you see like the little bit of like material for him, because when they print it, they print out like a 3D printer modeler. Like I guess like the lasers create the structures around it and then create the thing. I don't know exactly why it does that right now, just because I guess, you know, we now know about 3D printing and it was kind of cool, so fuck it, whatever. And it led to some cool scenes where like Ares like busts through the cocoon and grabs somebody and shit. It's a really cool like thing, and they do still have the original, and it's not saying like, oh, this is how it always was. No, like you do like at a few points like where Ares does actually pop out of the what was it? Like at one point, Ares seems like he gets stuck in like the old Encom system, the original Tron world, which again it looks amazing. Like they made it look almost perfect to the original movie. Which also it's funny. The funniest shit is watching this movie, because there's some movies where I'm like, God, I gotta go rewatch the original one, because I haven't watched the original one in like 10 years. So I gotta go rewatch the original one to then go watch these ones, because sometimes I watch a movie once and that's it. And I'm like, okay, that was a good movie. Maybe I'll watch it again, you know, later when someone else wants to watch it or whatever. I usually don't go back to movies. I've watched the original Tron and Tron Legacy so much. I'm just like, yeah, I know what happens in those movies. I don't need to see it. Like, legitimately, like, I wanted to make it off topic a little bit, but I wanted to make it a yearly thing where I watch the movie Klaus every Christmas. I wanted to do that. But after the third Christmas, I'm like, I already know everything that happens in this movie. And like I could probably quote it almost. So I'm like, I'm not going to watch it again this year. Because I'm like, God damn it. But like, that's what kind of what Tron is. So just know, I am a big fan of Tron. I love the hell. Last stream, I literally, it's broken up into 3 things because my stream kept crashing. But I literally played throughout all of Tron Evolution. I'm probably going to get some of the new Tron games now, also on top of this. But yeah, I love the hell of this. I love the ideas that they're pushing now with like stuff like, yeah, there's the Dillinger system, there's Encom, there's the original grid, which is also apparently connected to the old system too, because Flynn uses it, which is like, it's not really Kevin Flynn, it's like almost like a memory of him that's in the system. And that Flynn sends Ares through a back door, because the original gun that he got sent through got destroyed. Sends him through a back door that shoots him out back in Flynn's office, which I'm like, okay, that's cool. But also that's going to make me question if the second grid is connected to the Encom systems now a little bit. But also I would have liked to see a little bit more of Dillinger's world. Also, the main good guys win at the very end after, you know, Athena goes rogue and creates all of the robots or the other soldiers stuff to attack the real world to try to find Eve to bring her back. when that happens, I'm trying to think of what I was trying to say right now. When that happens, they're like, oh, I know what we have to do. We have to nuke the Dillinger system and destroy it, and that'll fix this. And all I'm thinking is, we now, you guys know the programs are alive, right? And they're just kind of following orders. You kind of Nagasaki the hell out of them. Like, I'm just saying, you killed a lot of innocent people in that system. Like Dillinger is the bad guy in this, 100%. Athena definitely is an antagonist, but even in the end, she says, I was just following my directive. And I'm like, yeah, that's 100% true. She was just following her directive that Dillinger set. I'm not gonna, Dillinger's the asshole in this. It wasn't really Athena, it wasn't really the other programs. They're just doing their jobs, that they were created to do. And Ares is the only one that can actually think his way out of this. So, I'm just it's kind of bad that, that's how the heroes won, but okay. But yeah, so, yeah, they nuke the Dillinger system, which I do love that ending, though, because in the very end, spoilers for the movie, in the very end, where the cops are coming for Dillinger because, he sent out programs to go kidnap someone, destroy, and then those programs then destroyed, half of the city and killed, military and stuff. It's oh, shit, you're going away for, ever. He decides, I'm going to escape into the system. And that's what happens. He teleports himself into the system, which also, because after his system gets nuked, the system reboots. And immediately, as soon as the system reboots, it's rebooting Sark? And I'm like, oh, shit. and then when he goes into the system, he goes in there, his world is completely fucking destroyed. Which also, Dillinger came in regular clothes. Which I'm like, wait, is that? And then I'm like, oh, wait, no, yeah. And see, he did. Sam did come in with his regular clothes before they gave him his Tron outfit. Where this girl did not come in with her regular clothes. And they just gave her a new Tron outfit with the gun when Eve got sent there. But anyways, so... God, I'm trying to think. Sorry. So Dillinger in the system, and he looks back and he's like, what's that? As coming up is an old identity disc, like the original, but it's red. And he grabs it and he's like, Aah! And it's like, I am Sark. And you see the armor form around him, and then it ends. And it's like, oh shit. I'm like, shit, Sark's coming back now. Hell yeah. Last time I saw him, I stabbed a keyblade through his head. God, I love Kingdom Hearts. Which also, I say this right now, I really do love Kingdom Hearts. It's one of my favorite game series. And also is my introduction to Tron. Without Kingdom Hearts 2, the Space Paranoids World, I believe it was called. Because in Kingdom Hearts 3D, it's the grid. Without Kingdom Hearts, I would not be a Tron fan. Because back in 2002, I played Kingdom Hearts, I saw Space Paranoids, I saw Tron, I'm like, that's cool. And I think my dad either got me the game, actually, it's most likely in a box somewhere, but I watched, the Tron, I have, the Tron, I think it's 2 to 3 disc one, collector's edition, anniversary edition, it's a big, thick one, shines and shit, I love it. I have it, I'm like, hell yes, I love that. He gave me that, and I would watch, because my dad would then take me to school, and, he had a Chrysler 300, which is a really nice car, I really do like those, that car, but he had it to where, it had the screens in the back of the seats, so, we had a PS2, in the middle, so every morning when my dad took me to school, I would then put in that disc, so I could then go watch it. It was and I would watch bits of the movie as I went to school, and I would draw Tron stuff. I love the light cycle. I love how the light cycle looked the domed over it. I always wanted to play the Tron games. I got Tron games on my phone when Disney didn't give a shit about when phone apps were new. So there was a few Tron games. They were gosh, God, that game's so fun. But yeah, I loved the hell out of I love the hell out of Tron. And, like, I'm legit, like, that's why I'm saying with this, like, other than all the shit that Disney's trying to doing right now, this legitimately is a really good movie. This is a really fun movie. I would, like, I'm sure, like, you asked, like, what would be better? Like, would you like this? Would you like, which one's better, Legacy or Ares? I'd say they're both on equal footing because they both expand upon it. Tron is a good movie. I love the first Tron movie. Really great. The second Tron movie, I love the aura. I love the world. I love the aura and world of the first one as well. But, like, I really love that one. And, like, if you really look at that, that is pretty much at the time where they were doing, like, the requels, where it's, like, a reboot sequel. That's really what Tron Legacy kind of is, because if you really do look at, like, the plot kind of thing of it, it's very kind of much the same plot of the original Tron movie. Like, with certain things, like, there's obviously some certain differences, obviously, like ISOs and stuff like that, but, like, there are certain things where, like, you know, oh, we have to get to the glowing portal thing in the center, like, you know, we got to jump on the light cruiser that takes us this way and all this other stuff. There's some differences here and there, but that is kind of the general gist. Some things like that. It's very similar, but still different. This one definitely feels like it's another story taking place in this world. And, like, that's where I would say, like, and again, even though I would consider Legacy a requel, I wouldn't say, like, it's just, like, a one-to-one. Again, I would say it's very different from different things like aura, how the game grid is, stuff with Clue, and, like, the messaging itself is also different, where, like, you know, the original one is, like, you know, trying to reclaim something that's his with Flynn, and, like, learning about this world and stuff like that, where Legacy is learning about, like, imperfection. This one is also a little bit about that kind of, little bit of that idea of, like, imperfection as well. Of, like, imperfection is perfection. Because when Ares even gets the code, Kevin tells him, like, you call it the permanence code or whatever, but really it's impermanence. Because as a program, Ares could live forever as long as they re-back up him. But now that he has the permanence code, he only has one life. He has to live that one life. So it's like, he's like, they're searching for perfection in a sense. But in the end, it's actually the imperfection that gives it perfection, which is a running thing from Legacy. There's a lot of really good writing in this. And, like, multiple different grids. I would like to see more different grids. Or, like, I would like more they would explore Dillinger's system a little bit more. But I am happy that, like, they did actually show, like, 2 different systems. And, like, being, like, you know, brought into those systems. I love the timer bit. Because it really gave, like, an idea of, like, these temporary soldiers. Which also, I'm surprised, like, they just don't use that. Like, what does it matter if it only takes 30 minutes? If you can, like, digitally create them, like, on a plane and drop them on a base for, like suicide missions. Imagine you have soldiers that are just suicide missions. They're gonna die in 30 minutes and come back in, like, the system anyways with their memories and everything intact and better. Like, you're creating the perfect soldiers while also just dropping them into a war zone where they go, destroy everything, and then they're not even left behind. It's like, who killed all these men? I don't know. Like, it's a really, like disposable soldier thing, and it's like, that's really interesting. There's a really interesting ideas there. Also, another thing, like, because I released on 10/9/2025 in the conjunction with this, because I do like Tron, though I was a little bit iffy on Ares. I'm kind of happy I went to go see it, though, because holy shit, is it good. I created Memories of Ghosts, which is, like, an animated series. Animated, kind of, sort of. It's more animatic. This one specifically is very animatic series. And I love, and it's only, like, a minute or two. Hold on. Okay. So, okay. In Legacy, Ares, they bring up, like, at one point, Ares looks at, like, Eve's liking or whatever, like, her interest and stuff. And at one point, he looks up a book that she's reading, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and I'm just like, son of a, because, okay, the character I made, S, and even kind of Memories of Ghosts, is very much kind of inspired by Tron in a few different ways. There's a few other digital ones, actually. But anyways, Tron. But By God, when he brought up Frankenstein, I'm like, son of a bitch.
Monster. I am Doctor. Is the monster to your Frankenstein?
I was like, son of a... I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, how the hell did I... Like, and mind you, I wrote this line. Hold on. I wrote this line back in... this was the original one. This was the original, like, Memories of Ghosts that I drew, like, a while ago. Alright? This was the original one. I wrote this. And mind you, I wrote this back in 2015. 5 years after Tron Legacy. 10 years before today. Like, holy shit. How the hell did I pull that? Like, it's... Not the hell did I pull it off, because obviously, yeah. But, like, it's funny that a Tron-inspired character used Frankenstein. And then also, it freaking made it back... I don't know how the hell like this happened. It's a whole loop around, but it's funny and I love it. In any case, go watch Memories of Ghosts. Go watch Tron Ares. I really like this movie a lot. This legit is probably one of my favorites. This, like, it's its own beast. And I love the hell out of it. But thanks for watching. My sister is currently working at Disneyland. I want, like I told her, get me the identity disc. I want the goddamn identity disc. Anyways, thanks for watching. Check out other videos. Hopefully enjoy this. And we will. See you later. I fight for the users. I will say, though, too, at the very end of all this, Jared Leto, don't be a dumbass. Keep your shit clean. Maybe try to stop the cult thing. Disney, get your head out of your ass. Stop supporting the Fourth Reich. Stop trying to cancel people for the Fourth Reich. And just make good shit again. And like this, like Tron Ares. I love the hell out of Tron Ares. Highly recommend it. I would say don't support any other Disney shit right now. And I say this only because Tron is such a smaller franchise that I want this to do well, as I want the live action shit that Disney's doing, like the live action remakes, stop. But also for them to stop supporting the Reich. Alright? Thanks for watching, share videos. And also, stop with the AI shit too, Disney. Stop it. God, and don't have fucking Nazi Reich bullshit with Elon and X in there, please. Thank you. Alright, bye.